History Month is over. Historical events involving African Americans are not. 50 years ago, on Sunday, March 7th in Selma, Alabama, 600 marchers were greeted on the way to Montgomery, Alabama by state troopers, blocking them from going any further. The police told them to turn around and go back, but the marchers refused. The police then proceeded to throw tear gas into the crowd and started going in and beating the unarmed and peaceful protesters with billy clubs. That day was nicknamed Bloody Sunday. With the anniversary just yesterday, President Obama visited the site along with those who participated in the actual march 50 years ago. This is Chris with Bulldog Bytes TV.
This is Isaiah Yeager with Bulldog Bytes TV. The Aquin boys basketball won the regional final game against the Lena Winslow Panthers with a blowout, winning by 27 and were crowned the title regional champions. The Bulldogs then advanced to the sectionals, where they played Williamsfield. They took care of business, winning 61-41. This earned the boys a ticket to the Class 1A sectional final game, where they faced the Forston Cardinals, which they have already beat twice earlier in the year. Despite the hard-fought battle, the Bulldogs came up short, with a 1-point loss in the final seconds to the Forston Cardinals. The Bulldogs had a great season and worked very hard in the process.
This is Taylor Rhodes with Bulldog Bytes TV. Tuesday, March 17th is St. Patrick's Day. Be sure you go all green or even blue. The original color of the holiday was blue, but later it took on the color of green to show off Irish pride, while the green also started to be worn out as a resistance color, and even wearing just a shamrock on your shirt was a sign of rebellion from the British authorities and often could be punishable by death. Where the line, "They are hanging men and women for wearing the green," a song now commonly sang in pubs on the holiday. Did you know that St. Patrick was not originally Irish or a religious holiday? He was brought over as a slave at age 16 from Roman Britain. Later he had escaped slavery and came back to Ireland, and he gave the credit for being a Christian to bring him back. This saint was forgotten about until late in the 17th century, where he was accepted as a patron saint. Another little fun fact is that the holiday has been celebrated in space twice. Erin Go Bragh, which means in layman's terms means Ireland forever.
Colombia has many holidays in the year, but the most important in my opinion are two. The Independence Day is celebrated on July 20, then the Battle of Boyacá on August 7. The independence of Colombia was the historical process that allowed the liberation of Colombia of the Spanish Empire, giving end to the colonial period on July 20, 1810. One gave the show of the Independencia in whom construct the famous meeting of government himself seeking the record of independence. But in 1816, it happened significantly tragedy, since the Spanish getting again the control of the country. But the hopes of the Colombians did not get loose, since there were groups that organized a resistance and effective power in the some regions of Colombia. And in 1819, the history gave an unexpected draft with Boyacá's battle on August 7 of the same year, in which the Creole army commanded by Simón Bolívar and Francisco de Paula Santander decided to take the Spanish army as a surprise in the Battle of Boyacá, leading to great combat that lasted approximately 6 hours and giving life provoked the expulsion of the Spanish domain and the definitive independence of the country.